They tell us that to get what we want, we have to attract it, to think about it, visualize it, repeat it like a mantra until the universe finally listens. But have you ever wondered, if that's really how it works, why are so many people still waiting, still doing everything right, still manifesting, affirming, visualizing, and yet nothing changes? Maybe it's not you that's stuck. Maybe it's the system itself that's flawed. Because here's the truth no one talks about. You don't attract, you tune. Read that again. You don't attract, you tune. The life you want isn't floating out there waiting to be pulled into your orbit. It already exists, vibrating, alive, somewhere in the vast quantum field of possibility. The real question is, are you vibrating at the same frequency? That single question changes everything, because now it's not about how hard you try. It's about how clearly you align. It's not about saying the right affirmation. It's about becoming the person who doesn't need to say it anymore. That's where the real shift begins, because you don't attract what you want. You attract what you're tuned to. And here's the twist. Most people don't even realize they're tuned into fear. You want abundance, but your body still lives in survival. You crave love, but your inner voice hums with self-doubt. You seek freedom, but your habits whisper control. You dream of a new life, yet your frequency still echoes the old one. You can't fake a frequency. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your signal. And your signal isn't just your thoughts. It's the emotion you live in. It's the feeling you broadcast every single day. Your subconscious runs the show and the field is listening, not with ears, but with vibration. And when you understand that, you finally stop chasing. You stop forcing. You stop begging the universe to notice you, because it already does. You don't have to pull things in. You just have to match them. And the moment you do, the response is immediate. Not random, not delayed, precise. This isn't some mystical concept dressed up in pretty words. It's physics. Quantum physics. In the quantum world, reality doesn't even exist until it's observed. Nothing is solid until something collapses the wave into form. And what causes that collapse? Attention, intention, awareness, frequency. You are not living in a static, unchanging universe. You're living in a responsive one. A reality that listens, mirrors, and reacts. It's waiting for you to choose, not with your voice, but with your vibration. But here's where most people get trapped. They try to manifest from fear, from lack, from desperation. And when you do that, your signal is split. You say you want something, but your energy broadcasts the opposite. The universe doesn't hear the words, it hears the wavelength. You ask for love, but vibrate with loneliness. You beg for abundance, but hum with scarcity. You try to manifest peace, but your frequency screams tension. And so the field responds precisely, not to what you desire, but to what you emit. That's why so many people say manifestation doesn't work. But it does. It just doesn't work for your words. It works for your energy. So the question is no longer, how do I attract what I want? The real question is, what am I broadcasting right now? Because that is where your true power lives. That's where everything begins to shift. That's when you move from force to frequency, from chasing to tuning, from manifesting with your mind to manifesting with your soul. When your signal clears, everything else does too. You stop sending mixed messages into the field. You stop confusing the universe with contradictions. And when that happens, something incredible occurs. You become coherent. And coherence, that's pure magnetism. That's power. That's when your heart, your mind, and your body all say the same thing. Not through words, but through energy. And in that moment, reality bends to meet you. So stop trying to attract something as if it's far away. It's not. Your dream life isn't out there somewhere waiting to be found. It's already here, vibrating at a different frequency. You don't have to reach it. You only have to resonate with it. That means letting go of fear, letting go of resistance, letting go of that anxious energy that disguises itself as intention. You must stop believing that more effort means faster results, because the quantum field doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to presence. The more you align, the faster reality reorganizes. Your outer world begins to mirror your inner transformation, not because you chased after something, but because you finally stopped running from who you truly are, and who you truly are is already enough to match what you desire. So the question becomes, are you ready to stop chasing? Are you ready to stop sending out signals of fear? Are you ready to start tuning consciously, intentionally, vibrationally? Because once you do, the field starts to listen. And when it listens, it doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. The universe is never silent. It's always in motion, always responding. It speaks in frequency, not language. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every reaction you have, it's all a signal being sent into the quantum field. There are no neutral moments. There's no off switch. Even when you're not trying to manifest, you are manifesting. Because your frequency never stops broadcasting. That's the part most people miss. They believe the universe listens only when they meditate or visualize or journal. But the truth is much deeper and far more intimate. The field isn't activated by your rituals. It's activated by your state, by the frequency your body lives in, by your emotional baseline, by the beliefs you carry, especially the ones buried deep beneath awareness. That's the real broadcast. That's the true vibration the field mirrors back to you as people, patterns and opportunities. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it your electromagnetic signature, the unique vibrational fingerprint of your being. Your thoughts send an electric charge. Your emotions create a magnetic pull. Together they form a signal, and the universe, like a perfect mirror, reflects that signal back without delay. As relationships, as synchronicities, as silence. And that reflection never lies. You can't talk your way into a new reality. You can only tune into it, because the field isn't reactive to words. It's responsive to coherence. When your inner world is in harmony, the outer world aligns automatically. But when you're out of sync, when you say one thing, feel another, and act in contradiction to both, the field doesn't punish you. It just pauses. It holds your next timeline in waiting until you become a match for it. That's why so many people feel stuck. Not because the universe is ignoring them, but because their broadcast is scrambled. They say, I want abundance, but wake up with anxiety. They say, I'm ready for love, but keep their heart locked behind old pain. They visualize success, but their self-image is still rooted in doubt, and so the field simply mirrors the signal it receives, not out of cruelty, but out of precision. This is what coherence really means, when every part of you, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions move in alignment with one another. When that happens, your energy becomes clean, strong, magnetic. You stop pushing, you stop begging, you just are. But when even one part of you is out of tune, your signal weakens, and the field doesn't know how to match you. It can't align with fragments, and that dissonance and that energetic static is what keeps so many people stuck in the same loops, the same cycles over and over again, because the truth is, you're always creating. The only question is, what frequency are you creating from? Everything around you, the people, the situations, the outcomes, they're not random. They're reflections. They're the physical translation of your inner frequency. The field doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you vibrate. You can't outthink your energy. You can't outrun your vibration. Because no matter what you say or how hard you try, the field reads the truth directly from your heart. And here's the paradox most people miss. You don't manifest what you want when you get it. You manifest it when you become it. When the energy of your desire stops feeling separate from you. When it becomes natural, normal, inevitable, that's when it materializes. Because in that state, you're no longer asking for it. You're matching it. And matching doesn't come from thought. It comes from embodiment. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you want to hear 99.9 FM, you don't beg the radio to play that station. You simply turn the dial until it clicks, until the signal comes through clear. That's exactly how the universe works. Every thought, every emotion, every belief is a frequency. And when your frequency locks onto the channel of your desired reality, you don't have to pull it in. It plays automatically. That's why trying harder doesn't work. Effort exists in the physical realm, but alignment exists in the energetic one. The moment your internal state becomes a match for what you desire, the quantum field reorganizes itself to reflect that new pattern. It doesn't take months. It doesn't take years. It just takes alignment. But here's the tricky part. Most people are trying to manifest from the wrong state. They visualize abundance while feeling lack. They affirm love while feeling unworthy. They ask for peace while still feeding their chaos. And because the emotion doesn't match the desire, the signal cancels itself out. The field receives two frequencies, want and fear, and they collide. The result? Static, delay, silence. So if your life feels stuck right now, and it's not because the universe is ignoring you, it's because your broadcast is sending mixed messages. You say you're ready, but deep down a part of you is still afraid to receive, and until that part feels safe, your reality won't change. Not because you don't deserve it, but because your vibration hasn't stabilized. Your external world can only reflect your internal signal. That's not magic, that's resonance. So before you chase another goal, pause. Ask yourself, what frequency am I living in right now? Because the truth is, you don't manifest what you daydream about. You manifest what you normalize. Your frequency is the foundation of your future. Every emotion is a seed. Every thought is an instruction to the field. And reality is simply the harvest of your vibration. So the real question isn't what you want anymore. It's who you're being while you wait for it. Because every emotion, every thought, every subtle state of being is a signal being broadcast into the field. And the universe doesn't wait to respond. It mirrors you instantly, moment by moment. You don't need to force the change. You need to feel it. That's how retuning begins, not through control, but through awareness. When you notice the vibration you're living in, the tension, the fear, the impatience, you gain the power to shift it. But here's the truth most people avoid. You can't change your frequency while hating where you are. You can't create abundance while resenting lack. You can't attract love while rejecting yourself, because resistance and alignment can't exist in the same signal. So step 1, acceptance, not as surrender, but as neutrality. You stop fighting reality. You stop judging your now. You simply observe it. The moment you stop labeling your current reality as bad, you remove the static that keeps you stuck. And in that silence, your energy softens. Your frequency clears. That's where creation starts. In the calm, not the chaos. Step 2, emotional tuning. Your body is the transmitter. It holds the vibration far longer than your mind does. So instead of thinking your way into alignment, you must feel your way there. What does abundance feel like, not in theory, but in your body? How does peace breathe through you? How does love expand your chest, soften your edges, slow your pulse? That feeling, that state, is your frequency key. And the longer you can hold it, the faster the field begins to mirror it. This is why inner work matters more than outer effort. Because your reality doesn't change when you get something. It changes when you vibrate differently. Step 3, let go of time. The moment you start counting the days, you've tuned back into lack. You've told the field, it's not here yet. And so it stays that way. In the quantum world, time doesn't move in a straight line. Everything you desire already exists, right now and on its own frequency. Your job isn't to wait. Your job is to match. And when your frequency stabilizes, when your new vibration becomes your new normal, reality doesn't have a choice. It has to reflect you, because energy doesn't lie. It aligns, the people change, the opportunities appear, the doors open quietly, effortlessly. Not because you forced them, but because you finally tuned into the station where they were already playing. And in that moment, you realize, manifestation was never about attracting something new. It was about remembering who you already were, the version of you that always matched your dream. At some point, you stop searching. You stop asking the universe to bring you things, and you start remembering that you are the source they come from. Because the truth is, you've never been disconnected. You've only been distorted, lost in noise, tuned to the wrong channel for so long that you forgot the song of your own soul, and yet, underneath all the static, you've always been transmitting. You've always been powerful. You've always been connected to everything you thought you lacked. That's the paradox of this entire journey. You don't have to become anything new. You just have to return to coherence, return to peace, return to that stillness inside you where you and the universe are the same breath. Because manifestation isn't about control, it's about remembrance. It's remembering that your energy has always been the code, that your vibration was never broken, only buried beneath fear, doubt and noise. And when you peel all that away, when you finally silence the mental chaos and emotional clutter, what's left is pure signal, clear, radiant, magnetic. And that's the moment life starts to flow again. Synchronicities multiply. Opportunities unfold without force. People show up, doors open, timing aligns, not because you demanded it, but because you became it. That's the final truth. You don't chase your reality, you tune to it. And the more you live in that truth, the more the universe stops feeling like something outside of you and starts feeling like a mirror, reflecting, amplifying, expanding every vibration you send out. You'll see it in small moments first. A coincidence here, a perfect alignment there. And then suddenly, everything begins to move in rhythm with you. Not because you're lucky, because you're aligned. And when that happens, you finally understand you were never meant to attract anything. You were meant to remember that you are already everything. The field doesn't decide your fate, your frequency does. Tune clearly, live consciously, and watch the universe.